Good morning! Today we're going to repot this because it has overgrown its roots and filled up the pot. So I'm going to show you the pot. Okay, so that's it. The roots have grown so much. This is one indication that your plant, your bonsai, needs repotting. See? Okay. The roots are almost overflowing. Today we're going to repot this. So we have already removed the wire there. We have removed and we have loosened this up. How we loosen this is we just put your knife there, let it go through, then rock this and it's gone. So kuha ang dong pot. You need an assist actually when you're doing your repotting. So I have my assist there. Oh, this is good. Okay. So we're going to loosen up the soil so that you can check. So as you can see, the roots are already dark and there is actually water stagnation somehow. Look at the roots. There. Now there's a very large root here that I'm going to remove. This one. I'm going to remove this one, and that's a big root, but I think this can take it. So the secret there is just to place it under the sun. Oh no, under the shade for a while until it has adjusted to its new smaller root system. So we're removing this. So you really have to loosen up, especially if you can see that the roots are rotting, then all rotted roots you have to remove like this. Okay. So, okay, usually when I work with roots, when I estimate that it will still take me longer than I work with. So when you're moving you have to take care that your branches are safe. And like this, if they are near to objects. So I work them wet, I spray them with water and a little bit of pressure so that the debris or the soil can be washed out, and you can see your root system better. Okay. So my assist is still preparing the pot. I'm doing it myself, holding it myself and washing it myself. So that's the way. Usually work wet, and this is safer for the roots also, otherwise you can just dry it up. So this is what I would like to remove. This part here, this root here, it's too big and it's circling the pot, which is not very tightly. So okay, now the root that I'm going to take, I plan to take it up to here. So cut up to here, but of course I will have to do it slowly. So I'll cut it first here, then work towards, then remove that one. Okay. Then I'll use a smaller branch cutter, this one. So work slowly so that here again there's this another root relying on this large one which I want to remove. I-focus ni mo da what it is? Ayaw ako ang picture ha. Ang kanina ba? Concentrate lang dito. So we have removed about 15%. Will we do more? Yes. Okay, let's check this. Okay. Okay, this one. So I don't think we can cut up to here. We'll just cut first up to here. We need to do. Okay, first I'll cut up to here. Sometimes what you plan could not be done, so that's why you have to work and decide from time to time. Now we have removed also that portion there, but this one I would like to remove is also attached to this, so attached to this root here. So that means I have to decide whether I will move here, I will cut here, and so that the roots can grow finer here. So it's ito na ko, pila na yung nabilin. Okay, anyway, I'll take the risk. Some stones are hitting my saw. Bira pa ni mo. Ito ang bira. Cut. So we have removed. So I'm going to clean up further using a knob cutter. Okay. So you have to make good cuts, otherwise the roots will have a hard time growing back. So in this case, we need to seal this. And then I'm going to cut some roots underneath. Putol ko sa ilalong dong. Ihayang dong. Gini. The yellow ones are fertilizer. These are yellow slow release. These are classified as slow release or controlled release. No, the brand that I'm using is Osmocoat. I have used Nutricoat also. These are imported and a little bit expensive, but my preferred fertilizers are organic fertilizers. The available ones here are only liquid form, so I mix it with water and just. So here, there's a big one. You don't need big ones actually. You would like to have finer roots, and if you can remove as much big ones, then that's better, because they will eventually grow and the new roots will be finer. So that's part of the root training. Your objective for root training is that you will eventually grow finer roots from time to time. So as the finer roots grow and more fine roots nearer to your trunk base, then that's better. You can accommodate them than that at your shallow bonsai pots. So in this case, there are still big roots. Okay. These are big ones that needs to go. Okay. So how much to get? Well, it really depends. As much as possible, do not get more than 30%. But this time, this one now, I am already removing 50% or more than 50%. So the trick here is when you put this back, put it under the shade first until you are sure that this one have adjusted well. See, large roots, I need to trim them off. Okay. See. Okay, I think that will be it. Okay. Now we have prepared the pot. You see there is a screen mesh there from that large hole, and that's the underneath view. So now we're going to put some soil, just a thin layer. You see, the soil that we're using is a very coarse river sand, and that's enough. I haven't sieved this. Okay, so you put a thin layer, then you try to see where you're going to position your bonsai. So as I've said, this is now the front. So since this is the front, you have to give more space here to give you that feeling of this growing in a large field. So actually more space here than here. So remember, this is our front. Okay, so you put that. Soil diri dong. A little bit more. Okay, that's it. Then, so if you notice, you have to make a mound to ensure that there are no air cavities. So you put your bonsai, let it. Can you stabilize it? Okay. And this is the front. So move it back a little here, and then you have to see that your bonsai is actually leaning towards the viewer, leaning a little bit towards the viewer rather than leaning back. So you have to lean it a little bit to the viewer. So we are putting soil here. Okay, like that. Let it stabilize. Okay, so I think we're satisfied. Sige do, sugdi na og tao na. So you can see that the wires are very much visible, but this is okay for now since we are stabilizing this yet. So can we hide it somehow? Okay, kajud lang dong, kajud lang. Okay. So actually it's very difficult to hide. Kajud lang, kajud. Mugaws din dong, bias dia, hindi makita niyo. Bela. Pliers. We're trying to hide this as much as possible, as long as there is one wire here, which stabilizes it in the overall. So he's trying to pick it up on the other side. Now he's got it. So this one is hidden. So as soon as this as soon as the roots will be able to somehow fill this up, then this is already stabilized. Then maybe we can hide this again. Anyway, there is one hit there holding it tightly also. So now the cut that I made here should, as much as possible, be submerged in soil so that this will grow new roots. This is the large one that we cut. So my assist is tightening, and the other. Oh, that's enough. So it's good that if this is well anchored, but sometimes it can ruin your roots. So you have to really watch out. A snug fit is the right one, not so tight. And then we're adding soil. Sige, sige dong. We're adding soil. Since this is a very shallow pot, then sort of we do not need so much to. Okay. Now I'm using my knife. Okay. I lost my stick. Okay. So as I said, I work with and this will have to go into the shade for a week or so and observe if there will be new shoots now. After new shoots will grow, or then that's the time to ease them out to the sun. So here you see that this is insured. Otherwise, we will put a net here to hold the sun, okay, or to hold this river sun intact. So I'll anticipate your question. Maybe you'd ask, why am I using very coarse soil? Actually, I use very coarse soil even when I pot up new materials, so even without roots. So aeration, the principle there is aeration. If you have good drainage and coarse soil, you will have very good aeration, and that promotes root growth, okay, and spells the overall health of your tree. Okay? Aeration is the most important thing, more important than fertilizers or watering. The principle there is, if you have coarse soil, there are air cavities in between those little stones or pebbles. Then as you water them in and let water drain through the drainage holes, then the air is being filled up and carried away by the water. Then as soon as all of the water that you poured has drained, then the air cavities are again empty, only with air, and you have new air there. So that's how you get aeration. So if you are planting new, then you have to ensure that your drainage is draining well, and that water draining is clear. Tuyo ka kuno ni dong, kaptang ka. So we're going to make a rotation. Hinay na lang. For you to see. So that's the repotting. And then, as usual, as I've said, when we water like this, we also take this an opportunity to wash the leaves. So, but I'm using deep well water, and our deep well has plenty of minerals, and so there are white spots. What's best to use when watering is rainwater. In here, our district has good water supply, I say, in terms of quality. There's not, because they do not put so much chlorine. But unfortunately, in our area, the district is not able to supply well. So that's her, my Ficus Benjamina. This started as a very small tweed, like that. Okay. So this is now the new root system. Okay. And the wire is visible. Anyway, this will be hidden as the root system is stabilized and somehow feeling the part. Okay. That's the front right there. Okay. Thank you for watching. Till next video.